Hey, good morning, everybody, and happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm down here at 22nd Street Landing. It's Friday morning. It's really early because I got to be down to San Diego where I'm going to interview Bill Wilkerson and get him on his new boat, the Horizon. It's a gorgeous boat. Bill's going to be running multi-day trips. He's got the Malahini. He's got the Horizon, so I'm going down to do a special podcast for you. I'm also going to see Mike McDaniels on the Sea Adventure 80, do an interview with him, and who knows who else. It's going to be a great St. Patrick's Day, no question about it. Then I'll bounce across the border. I've got some promotional work to do down there with Mexico, and then back to Day at the Dock. So here I am at 5 o'clock in the morning on St. Patrick's Day, and if you don't have your green on right now, you had better get it. Go get your green. I don't even have my coffee because nobody was here to make it this early, but I will toast you nonetheless and welcome you all to the morning briefing. We've got a lot to cover this morning. Hey, it is great to be with you. Make sure you give somebody a pinch if they're not wearing green today. Of course, I'm a big Notre Dame fan, so this is an extra special day. Named my son Patrick. So, El Dia de San Patricio. St. Patrick's Day is an exceptionally big day, especially for all of us Catholic school kids. It means a lot, so hopefully you'll enjoy it and have a good time. All right, we got a lot to cover. Let's start out by telling you that tomorrow Bass Pro Shops has free trout fishing for kids. You should go out there. My son Patrick will be there to help you along. Sunday is Day at the Docks. That's going to be an extraordinarily great day. I hope you get a chance to get to the Day at the Docks. I'll be wandering around there. And then the Bar Hall Show is coming up at the end of the month. That is going to be an exceptional show. It's the granddaddy of them all. It goes from Wednesday until Sunday at the end of this month. So make sure you check that out. All right, let's get into the fishing. Of course, Bluefin Tuna Mania. We've got that going on just about everywhere. Research vessel coming down from San Francisco. Saw lots of fish out on Tanner Cortez behind San Clemente Island. That lends a lot of optimism to the current situation. Then we also took a look at an area called the Upper 500, not all that far from Ensenada. And the Royal Polaris, on the way down a couple of days ago on an 18-day trip, ran across what he called stacks of bluefin tuna. So that also is a very good signal. Now, we haven't caught one yet. So, sometimes you see them and they just don't want to bite. Sometimes you see them and they go like that. So we'll be finding out more about that as this day goes on. Tonight, the Pegasus is going. Absolute go for sure. He only had 5 people the last time I looked. Man, it is going to be a light load, and that boat, the Pegasus and their crew, they are on it. You might want to think about jumping on that day-and-a-half trip and then being back for Day at the Docks. That would be fantastic. I can't wait to see those guys. I love fishing that boat, and hopefully they're going to find those fish. Also, the Polaris Supreme Aliar proved himself last year to be an exceptional fisherman. He was all over that BFT, so we'll be watching that very, very closely. Ensenada boys are going to be out looking around also. I know our friends down there at Blackfin Sport Fishing, they are going to be all over this thing, sending a couple of pongas out, looking in very different directions. There's been some good yellowtail action around Punta Banda here yesterday, so we've got that going on. We've got some yellows at Todos Santos Island right there off of Ensenada, the islands that dominate the horizon right outside of there. And it wouldn't surprise me to see them down there on that Soledad Bank and several other areas because we just seem to be catching a lot of yellows as we look around right now. There seems to be a lot of forkies around. They're down there and have been down there around San Martin Island and the coastal area. There's been good yellowtail action. I would think Collinette would be holding. We haven't had many boats down there because the weather has been so screwy this year. So I'm thinking that San Diego-based boats go down there to Collinette, which is 120 miles down the Baja coast. They are likely to find some yellows. And of course, the Coronado Islands, we're going to get back to that here this morning because the San Diego is on their way to the islands, and we'll see how they do. Their last trip, while they saw a lot of yellowtail, they only caught one. Previous to that, however, they were getting up there near 20 and sometimes above 20 yellows, and they're nice grade fish also, 18 to 25 pound stuff, beautiful grade of yellowtail, so that is good news. Now, the best way to take those yellows has been the yo-yo iron, and that's what you want to fish. I do not like to fish the yo-yo with anything less than 60 pound, but if you must, you can fish the 40-pound. Drop that jig deep, wind on it fast, turn the handle to set the hook. You do all of that, and you're going to put some nice yellows on board. Hopefully, they're going to score some fish here today. Now, another thing about the bluefin, let me just mention that a spotter plane, is going up later today. We will have the intel about what they see or don't see. Fingers crossed. Hey, it's St. Patrick's Day. Come on, the luck of the Irish has got to be with that spotter plane. And hopefully he's going to put the Pegasus and the Polaris Supreme and those boys on some big jags of bluefin tuna. It could really get crazy in a hurry, and it could be a bust. So it's going to be a very interesting weekend. We put an over-under on what we thought the bluefin count would be in San Diego for everybody fishing. And that over-under, I put it at 25. So make sure you throw in your 2 cents, put a comment in on our YouTube channel. Will it be over 25 bluefin tuna or under this weekend? A lot of unders, a lot of overs. It seems to be kind of a discussion that everybody's taking a different view of. We'll have to see. As I said, we're seeing the fish. They are around. Whether they bite or not is a whole different thing. But you have some of the most capable fishermen anywhere on the planet heading down to fish that bluefin tuna. So it could get quite exciting here in a hurry. All right, now, up here in the US of A, we've got several boats. In fact, the Amigo left last night. They're out fishing right now. They're on a Damien charter. We'll see how they end up. Hopefully they're going to score some nice fish. Remember, rockfish season is closed in the USA right now. You have to go into Mexican waters to fish rockfish, but in the USA, we are close. You can catch sculpin, you can catch whitefish, you can catch sheep's head, and of course, there's the local bass bite that's pretty good. I mean, big grumpy bass have been caught on a regular basis. You just don't see in the wintertime any kind of a wide open bite, but you do see some big grumpy fish. And remember, all those wintertime bass, or the vast majority, I guess I should say, they are going to be found on structure. Those are bad neighborhoods. So if you can get away with fishing 40-pound, we like fluorocarbon, www.opsonusa.com. Put in FA at checkout, and you'll get a hug and a kiss from Greg Brown at Day at the Docks, or you'll get a love note from him and a free gift. Make sure you put that in there and fish the fluoro, because it is a resistance to the abrasion and gets a bit better. So 40-pound, if you have to drop down to 25, do it. But the key is when you get a bite on those big sand bass or calico bass, you pull hard and get them away from the structure ASAP. That will make a big difference to your success here on St. Patrick's Day or any other day. And don't forget, here we have several boats running out of 22nd Street Landing. The Monte Carlo's trying to get out. Pursuit to Catalina Island. Native Sun's trying to get out. A lot of these guys are dying to get out. The Freedom wants to get out tonight. Go check out some islands, catch some halibut, maybe a sea bass. Who knows, a bluefin? You just never know, given the current environment. It's just so volatile and so mysterious that it lends itself to a big surprise just about every single time. Okay, so in terms of the islands right now, the last time on the Pride they had some halibut. They didn't make squid. They had a tough time with that, but the sardine worked fine on the halibut. Those fish were biting pretty well. Right now, many of the boats up and down the coast are fishing the whitefish and the sculpin, like the Island Spirit up there out of Ventura, sport fishing, and up there the Coral Sea is fishing for that kind of stuff out of Santa Barbara Sea Landing. So there's a lot of different boats in a nice weather window before all this dumb rain starts again. And what I'm more concerned about, I'm not too concerned about the rain. I know it might be a little uncomfortable for some of you, but you can tough out the rain. But the wind is what makes things really bad, and I see that starting to happen perhaps on Wednesday. It looks like we're going to get another blow, so we'll continue to watch that for you very, very closely. Also, the beaches, in terms of surf fishing, a few more halibut, they're starting to spawn, so those Lucky Craft lures work really good in the surf, and you're going to have nice surf here for a few more days, so take advantage of it. A chrome crocodile or a little Castmaster that can produce some bites on yellowfin croaker, and halibut will bite that also. And if you're after a spot fin croaker, it's a good time of the year to do it, but I mean 99% are taken on bait, so you're going to want to dig up some sandworms or get some sand grabs or go buy some bloodworms at Big Fish Bait and Tackle and fish bait for those fish. That will make all the difference in the world. All right, my friends, so I will be in San Diego in just a few more hours. It's St. Patrick's Day morning, and I had to get up early to wish you a happy St. Patrick's Day and get you all caught up. But something tells me I'm going to be updating you more today with the spotter plane going up, with a lot of private boaters starting to poke their nose out there and look for this BFT. And then this weekend, we'll have boats out. We'll have Day at the Docks on Sunday. We'll have trout fishing at Bass Pro Shops. It's going to be marvelous. And out there on the horizon, the Bart Hall Show. Bart, we wish you the best of luck. Del Mar Show was great. Long Beach Show is going to be even better. All right, my friends, happy St. Patrick's Day. Good morning. I know it's early, but I wanted to get this report before I take off for San Diego and then Mexico and then back to Day at the Docks. You all have a great day. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Thanks for joining us here on Friedman Adventures. Remember, Patreon members are the lifeblood of Friedman Adventures. For as little as $5 a month, you get all this entertainment. So join up, become a Patreon member, and we have all kinds of little special free deals for Patreon members. We'll be putting some out starting next week. You're gonna love it. All right, my friends, once again, it's always good to start my morning with each and every one of you. Thanks again for all you do for Friedman Adventures, and I hope to see you really, really soon. Take care, my friends. Should I fake it? Oh, I can't fake it. See you later.
Remember, we got 2 boats, guys. Come down, make a reservation, book a charter. Peace.